Hey, what's up everybody, this is Ursus and you are watching Trick I Know YouTube channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to build a retro gaming console which runs games from all the platforms like PlayStation, Super Nintendo games, Nintendo 64 games, arcade games and games from many more platforms. First of all, I want to thank Kintaro team for sending me this cool SNES case. Actually, it's a Raspberry Pi 3 case and you can see guys, it's just like an old SNES game console. So without taking any time, let's see how to build this gaming console for you. To build this retro gaming console, you will need a Ursus case from Kintaro, or Raspberry Pi 3 Model B or Model B+, Pi adapter, Class 10 micro SD card and a card reader, a USB flash drive to store games on it, a gamepad or a pair of gamepad, a USB keyboard, monitor or TV with the HDMI port, and a knife. By the way, to open the Ursus case, you can buy these cool items from the link in the video description. So here is our Super Kintaro Ursus case. Now I'm going to unbox this box. So finally it's here, and by the way, it's too beautiful. It's just like the old Super SNES video game console. Here we have fake cartridge slot, real power on off button and a reset button. Now let's see what's inside this case. In the bottom part you will install the Raspberry Pi, and in the top there is a Kintaro PCB. You have to install this PCB to the Raspberry Pi to function the power button, reset button and the LEDs. In the box we got an instruction manual to set up this case, a Kintaro logo with a message on it, pouch of some screws, a nice aluminium heatsink for Raspberry Pi, a small pouch of cooling paste, and a tiny screwdriver for the installation. Here is our Raspberry Pi 3 Model B+. Do you know what is this? In brief, it's a credit card sized computer to do lots of cool things with it. Raspberry Pi works with the operating system installed on the micro SD card. So guys, now I'm going to install Retropie operating system. It's a gaming operating system for Raspberry Pi. Just insert the micro SD card into the card reader and then plug it into your PC or a laptop. Now here all you have to do, open the web browser and download these three softwares and install them on your PC. Then go to kintaro.co, then go to guides. Here you will find a setup for Retropie operating system. Just download it. You will find the setup in the Google Drive and the size is about 1 GB. Once you downloaded, right click on it and go to 7-zip. Then click on extract here. It will extract your image file in the current folder. Now open the etcher. Here you have to do just drag and drop the image file here. Select your memory card and hit the flash button. It will install the Retropie operating system on your micro SD card. in just few minutes. Now you can see flashing is completed. Now close it and eject your micro SD card. So our SD card is ready to be used in the Pi. And now I am going to fit the Raspberry Pi on this Ursus case. You can see there is a space for the SD card. For now, remove the SD card from the Pi during the installation. The installation is so simple, just hold your Pi like this. Then put the Pi in the bottom like this. Here it's done, guys. Now take out that aluminum heatsink which is going to be installed like this. But before installing, apply some cooling paste on it. Just apply a bit of cooling paste on your heatsink like this. You can see the quality of the cooling paste. It seems original. Now you have to put the heatsink on your Pi like this and give some gentle push to nicely fit it. Now take out the blue pouch with the large screws. These are the bottom base screws. To tighten them, I am not going to use this tiny screwdriver because it's not magnetic. I have my own magnetic screwdriver which makes the installation easier. Now gently tighten all the 4 screws in the bottom base. Here it's done. Now you can see how accurate the USB ports are. And here are the power socket, HDMI port and the headphone jack. You can also clearly see the micro SD port here. Now I'm going to insert my micro SD card. Very easy to be insert or remove it. Okay, now I'm going to close the Kintaro case. At this moment you have to be careful because the PCB will be connected with the Raspberry Pi. Just align it carefully. Keep the power button in the on position. So now our retro gaming console is ready to operate. Now I'm going to connect the cables. Here is our power cable. Here is the HDMI from the monitor. Here is the USB keyboard ins. And here the gamepad ins. So guys, now it's time to turn on our retro gaming console. Like on every operating system, this will also take its own time. In the welcome screen, you have to configure your gamepad buttons. So guys, now our RetroPie setup is almost completed. Now I am going to install the Kintaro PCB to function my power button, reset button and LED. You will need an internet connection for that. I am using my smartphone Wi-Fi hotspot. Now open the RetroPie configuration and go to Wi-Fi. It's down there. In this box, select no. Now go to connect to Wi-Fi network. Select your Wi-Fi. Enter your Wi-Fi password and hit OK. Once you have connected to Wi-Fi network, exit from here. Now press F4 button from your keyboard to open RetroPie terminal. In the terminal, all you have to do, just type this small code. You can check out this code in the video description. Once you return the code, hit enter. Oh, wait a minute, I did a mistake. And the mistake is I forget to add a space between the dash and the URL. Now here the process is started. Now RetroPie will install PCB driver from Kintaro.co. It will take few minutes depending on your Wi-Fi speed. Once it's done installing, just type these codes to shut down your RetroPie. Now you can turn on your power switch to start your game console. After few seconds, you will find your LED is glowing up. That means the PCB installation was successful. Now let's try the reset button. Wow, it's working too. So guys, our RetroPie setup is completed. In the order to play games, you have to add some game ROMs to RetroPie. Let's see how to do that. Take out your USB flash drive and insert it in your PC or a laptop. Now first thing you have to do, open the SD card formatter and format your USB drive. Now open your USB drive and create a new folder inside it. Then change the folder name to Retropie. Now eject your USB drive and plug it in your console. Now you have to wait 2 or 3 minutes. Retropie will create some new folder and settings on your flash drive. Then after 3 minutes you can remove your USB drive from your console, shut down your console using the gamepad and switch off the power button. Insert your USB drive to your computer and open that Retropie folder. Here you will find 3 new folders. Just open the ROMs folder and here you will find different emulator folder for different platforms. Here I have some game ROMs from these platforms. All you have to do, just copy the game ROMs to their emulator folders. Here you can see SNES folder. It's for Super Nintendo games. Just copy the Super Nintendo game ROMs to this folder like this. And here is the NES folder for Nintendo games. Just copy the Nintendo games ROMs to this folder. For Nintendo 64 games, there is a N64 folder. Copy the PlayStation 1 games to PSX folder. To know how to find game ROMs and how to download them, check out the video description for that. After copying the game ROMs, eject your USB drive and insert it to your console. Now it's time to boot it up. The emulators and the games are now appearing on the Retropie. Now I am going to play some games from these platforms one by one, starting from the NES games. Now check out some Super Nintendo games. Time to play some Nintendo 64 games.
It's me, Mario!
Now check out some MAME games.
Mission 1, start! Versus Street Fighter. Let's go, club. Ready. Fight!
Now I'm going to play some PlayStation 1 games.
Round 1, fight!
So guys, we played those 34 games from the old time. And now I am going to make my game console more professional. I also got these front USB kits from Kintaro. Here are 2 USB port and some wires. All we have to do, just install this USB port to this area. In the order to do that, you will need some soldering tools. And by the way, soldering skills too. Now take out your micro SD card from the console. Open your console. Then first thing you have to do, just open this Kintaro PCB from the case. Here our PCB is out. Now I'm going to install these USB ports. First make your USB port base point straight using a plier. Just like this guys. Now insert the USB ports to the PCB like this. Now hold those with your fingers and turn it off. Now fold those base point to lock your USB ports. Here my USB ports are locked. Now put your PCB on a PCB holder. For support, I inserted 2 pieces of eraser between the PCB and the USB ports. Now you can see the USB soldering points are popping out. Now apply some soldering paste to the soldering points of USB. Now solder each point of USB port, including the base point too. The base point are only for the support of the USB ports. You have to be careful at this point guys. If you don't have any experience for soldering, just take help from any local electrician. Here my soldering is completed and it's accurate too. Now take out those wires and solder them to these 8 points. First sharp your wires endpoints, dip them to the soldering paste and apply some solder for the strength of the wire. After applying the solder, your wire will look like this. Now separate the 4 wires and insert it into the PCB like this and fold them to lock. Do same with the other 4 wires. Here I inserted all those 8 wires. Using a forceps, separate those points, not let them in the contact of each other. Then solder each point one by one. Soldering is the one of the best hobby of my childhood. I like it very much. Now cut the extra wires with the tiny wire cutter. Make your circuit clean. Now in the bottom part of the case, you can see there are some space for USB ports. You have to gently push those plastics to remove them. Here you can see the space for the USB ports are now unlocked. Now we have to solder the PCB with the Raspberry Pi. Take out the Raspberry Pi from the case. Now you have to solder this Kintaro PCB with the Pi USB ports. After tracing the circuits with my multimeter, now I know where I have to solder. Here I have created a diagram for you guys. All you have to do, just put the Kintaro PCB and the Pi in this position. Then solder the wire to the same points labeled with the same alphabets. Start soldering from the upper part of the USB port. After that, solder the bottom points of the USB ports. Here the soldering to the Raspberry Pi is completed. Now it's ready to use. Tight your Raspberry Pi to the Ursus case. Lock it up. Then tight the PCB as it was before. Now guys, one thing I missed up to show you. These 2 points are for Pi fan. You can also add a Pi fan here. Unfortunately, I don't have any fan right now. I will add it later. Now close the case. Here how the front USB looks. Let me check it's working accurate or not. Wow, it's too accurate guys. Now take out those tiny screws from the red pouch. Now finally tight your gaming console. Now our console is ready with the front USB. Now guys, here you can see my front USB is working. Now I'm going to play a game with it. Wow, now I'm feeling that I'm playing in a game console. Now my game console is more professional with the front USB. I'm enjoying it very much. So guys, that was my tutorial on how to set up gaming console. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Please share this video with your friends and families. Sharing the video helps me a lot. And one more thing guys, I want to shout out a name. He is one of my subscriber and his name is Lokesh and he is an active member of Trick I Know YouTube channel. So thank you for watching my video guys. If you never want to miss an update like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you once again. See you in my next video.